YouTube does not like when I cook the black community, y'all. Does not like it. Hold on, let me get some fire in here, because we don't care. We gonna keep going. Give a fuck. Keke, do you love me? Are you ready? All right, so the YouTube algorithm gods and the YouTube the YouTube guys do not like when I cook the black community, y'all. They don't like it. They do not like it. They demonetize my videos. And to that, I have to say, I don't give a fuck. Since I don't make a living off of YouTube, we just gonna keep going. And we're gonna keep cooking. And we're gonna keep pulling out the frying pan, because these are things, in my opinion, that needs to be talked about. And if we continue to avoid them and overlook them like they're not there, then nothing changes. Nothing gets better. That's why the conversations need to be had. That's why we need to get into the psychology of the black community. We need to get into the psychology of men and women. We need to get into the psychology of money. We need to talk about all these things and get them out in the open. If you shove them down below, which is what men did for years and years and years, men were told, just be quiet, go to work, come home, don't say anything, don't voice your emotions, don't voice your opinions. You have no voice. You have a job to do, right? And I'm not saying that women didn't go through their own fair share of things, but what I'm saying is the overarching belief for years was that men should just be quiet. People should just be quiet and deal with it. But then how does that change anything? How do things get better? Keke Palmer. Ooh. So I wasn't even going to touch this subject, honestly, because there was already enough people talking about it in the news. It was everywhere, of course. I'm sure you all know by now, Keke Palmer went to the infamous Usher Raymond concert in Las Vegas. And she had herself a time. And it got controversial quickly, because in the video, well, hey, let's just watch it again. I know y'all already seen it, but we can watch it again. It's not harming nobody, right? We can watch the video again. So let's watch. All right, so we're gonna pause it right here, because there's a number of things that I want to talk about and address in this video right quick. Now, I have no problem with Usher, believe it or not. I have no problem. Usher was only doing his job. Usher is a performer, and this is what Usher does at his shows, right? I have no problem with him. He's putting on a great show, right? It's not Usher's job to create the boundary. Let's stop right there. It's not Usher's job to create the boundary between himself and another man's woman. It's her job to police herself in the moment. And y'all can get mad. I'm saying y'all not gonna like me, man. Y'all not gonna like me from this video. It's cool. It's cool. Y'all not gonna like me though. It is her job to police herself. Now, after this incident, where she got her cheeks out and Usher, she's dancing all up on Usher. His knee and his leg is damn near in her crotch. And you see in the background these little cheerleaders right here championing the moment, championing the embarrassment. You hear the woman on camera, yeah, Keke, yeah, Keke. Okay. Well, what happened was Keke's man didn't take too kindly to this, right? He came out, released a statement, and said, hey, you're a mom, for one. Why do you have your cheeks out at the Usher concert? And you're a mom. Now, people had a problem with him saying that she's a mom and not really addressing the fact that she was dancing all up on Usher, which I think that was the real problem. So he's a goofball in that regard, because why didn't you just address the real problem that you had with the situation? And the real problem was that your girl was all up on another man, on another dude. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. My girl would never. My girl, I don't care who the hell it is or who the hell it was. My girl would never. Now, there was a ton of backlash for this. For him, for the boyfriend. And actually, I'm going to pull up his text message. Or his post. I'm going to pull up his tweet. So that we can get the words for word and see what he said. Okay, here it is, right here. Boom. So that's the boyfriend right there. Right? She wasn't dressed like this at the show. She wasn't dressed like this at all. Where was this Keke Palmer? She had her cheeks out. But all right, let's continue. Boyfriend tweets, we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. Let's read the original tweet. The original tweet was, it's the outfit though. You a mom. While Usher is standing there staring down your cheeks. And then you have people come out, a lot of females came out and ran to Keke's defense, ran to her defense. Oh my God, her boyfriend is just insecure. He's just insecure. He needs to be a man. A real man would never. He should have did that privately. He should have checked her privately. He shouldn't have put that out on social media. Why? She on social media? I don't understand this. Maybe somebody in the comments can help me understand. I need to start doing live shows so I can have people talk back to me. I don't understand this. I don't understand. The disrespect was very public, right? The disrespect was very publicly done. But y'all want the correction to be quiet and soft. Y'all want the correction, when correction comes, y'all want that to be behind closed doors. But you done already been seen by millions of people grinding on Usher with your cheeks out. But the correction part of it, you don't want him to check it. Yo, he shouldn't check her in public. He should check her privately. What? All right. Then we have, let's pull up something else. Then we have comments like this. Then you have comments like this from the audience. He forgets he's just a boyfriend. Sis is single and able to do as she pleases unless he puts a ring on it. Then a discussion can be open. Until then, he needs to speak a little softer in her presence. So he needs to put a ring on her finger in order to be able to have an opinion on what she wears out in public. But he did not need to put a ring on her finger for her to kick out a baby by him? He didn't need to put a ring on her finger for her to give birth and to spread her legs and bust out a baby, right? That wasn't a requirement for that. You can't make this. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. No way. No way is this the measure we living by. He cannot have an opinion on what she wears and her behavior out in public, but he's good enough for you to lay down with and kick out a baby with, without a ring. What the hell are we talking about? Seriously. But all right. This is the logic. This is the logic that we're dealing with in society. This is the logic that we're dealing with from women across, from women across. It's only in America. Only in America do women act like this. Where they're so opinionated, they're so free that they believe that they could just do whatever I told y'all in the last video, they believe they can do whatever they want with no consequence. Well, guess what? There are consequences. And as a result, Keke's relationship is done. But let's look at another picture here. Somebody posted this earlier too. I don't believe in girlfriend and boyfriend. I'm single till I'm married. Let's just kick it, love. And another woman posted that. She been saying that from the beginning. You know, that's how she get down. All right, that's cool. I have no problem with your boundaries, with your standard. No problem at all. But then, how in the hell do you justify in your mind not being in a committed relationship that requires you to abide by standards, but you had a baby by this man? Huh? You willing to have a single mom baby by this dude? But you on the internet talking about how you don't believe in girlfriend and boyfriend, but you believe in having kids with him? Somebody, please make it make sense. Somebody, please make it make sense. And the reason I decided to speak on it is because this is what happens in the black community frequently, all the goddamn time. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. It all comes back down to the money. Because this is setting your family up for failure. Out the gate, broken homes, broken families, broken structures where kids now have to live in two separate homes. Let me tell you something. We're going to get real personal with this episode. It's okay. We're going to get personal with this episode, though. When I was younger, I told y'all I got married young. I got married very young. I got married at 20 years old. Okay? And it was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life. Not because I didn't love her at the time. Not because I was looking to go out and cheat and do a bunch of other things afterwards. Just simply because of the fact that I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I had no life experience. Right? I had no real world experience, which is why I go against people getting married at a young age that don't have any experience whatsoever. Because you don't know what you're signing up for and you don't know what you're getting into, especially young men. I was still a young man. I was still coming into my own. I wasn't ready for marriage. But it doesn't matter. That's a decision that I had to make, right? That's a decision that I made and I had to live with it. And we were married for 9 years. And for the most part of it, we didn't have a problem. Only towards the end was there a problem in my marriage, right? However, there was a problem. So by the time we got divorced and by the time we broke up, 9 years had passed. I was 29. Now, 29 for a man is still young, right? Still young. And at the time, we were both going back and forth, we were basically at war with one another. To where I couldn't take it anymore. I said, you know what? And I tried to make it work. But at some point, I had to take my hands off of the situation. Because for my own sanity, I could not do it any longer. Now, we had 2 kids in the process of that. And I'm telling you all this to tell you now that it's something that I have to eat every single day. The fact that I allowed my home and my kids to be in a situation where they're divided. Now, don't get me wrong. Me and their mom have a great relationship today. Today, we have a great relationship. Today, we have a great partnership and looking over and as stewards of our children. Today, we have a great working relationship. Today. But back then, it was war. It was hell on earth, right? But today, I'm telling you about my regret. Because I still have to wake up every single day and eat that regret. I got to eat that. The fact that my kids are living in broken homes. Because the marriage was dissolved. Right? So that's what comes full circle. That's why I decided, you know what? Let me speak on this. Because it all comes back down to the money. You can't possibly set yourself up. Let me not say possibly. But let me say it's extremely more difficult to set your family up and to set yourself up for success and financial success when you have to go through the process of dealing with broken homes. Now, luckily for me, it didn't get as messy as having the courts get involved and stepping in and we got to do child support payments and all that type of stuff. It didn't get that messy for me. Luckily, I lucked up, right? But I also handle my responsibilities as a father. I've always been there. Always. From day one. Okay? However, my point is, the broken family is what I have to eat every single day. I got to look myself in the mirror and tell myself, you did that. You did that to your children. We had 2 children in our marriage. And I have to live with that fact every single day, is what I'm saying. So yes, it absolutely affected my money. Yes, it absolutely affected her money. We both have less resources from the situation because we're fending for ourselves when we should be together. Building a family together, a structure together, which is why I advocate for relationships the way I do. Healthy relationships, though. That's why I advocate for families. If you're going to do it, if you're going to have children, then have them inside of the nucleus of the nuclear family. That is the ideal. If you're going to do it. Now, for some of y'all don't want kids, and that's great. I don't push anyone. I told my boys don't have any kids. I preach that to my sons. Do not have children. Do not. We got enough in society. All that legacy bullshit, and I want to leave a legacy, it's a bunch of bullshit, and it's a bunch of ego-based thoughts and ego-based ideals that men want to leave legacies. Nobody give a shit about your legacy. Guess what happens when you leave here? Your legacy go with you. Unless you're an entertainer or someone who has made some type of mark on the world in that sense. But again, your kids don't reflect that. Michael Jackson's children don't reflect his legacy. I don't know. I can't name one of his kids. But men get so caught up in the idea of legacy that we need to maintain legacy. We need to have... Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Your legacy is what you do here on earth. How about that? Your legacy is the work you put in. How about that?
one more time.